Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zack.
Shane.
We are back with The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 11.
Last episode, The Bad Batch had to go to Raxus, almost Raxus Prime.
Raxilon?
Raxus.
Yeah. Why the fuck did I write Raxilon now? Makes no sense. But they leave Omega with Sid.
Yep. Sid uses her as a...
She does. How much?
Yeah.
How much? But she pays off their debt.
She pays off their debt.
Jarek.
And you know, that's what they need to keep doing. Don't go on these dangerous missions.
They're actually fighting clones again.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation, actually, in the last reaction about how the clones have been reversed in their roles to us.
Bastardization.
They're upside down.
Yeah.
It's been flipped compared to what we were used to. And then all of a sudden...
They have their own nicknames. They wanted identity, you know. They wanted agency.
Now they are stone cold.
Yeah, now they're back into being like the group. Like they were back to being a number.
Yeah.
You know? Hey guys, if you're joining us for the first time, we appreciate you. Yeah. If you want to support us, leave a comment down below. Also, check out our full-length uncut reactions on our Patreon. Let's jump in.
Devil's Deal.
I really love that duel with Voldemort and fucking Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm. In Order of the Phoenix?
Yeah, such a unique way to do, like, they could have done anything, but they made, like, the magic, like, it was, like, globs of it falling off.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very tangible.
Gobby Glee's fighters are here.
Gobly Glee. What name is that?
Goby. Goby Glee.
Countless jobs to your citizens. They seem troubled by our presence.
Not at all. I speak for the people when I say this partnership is most welcome. Wouldn't you agree, Syndulla?
I will always support that which helps Ryloth.
Syndulla.
And what about you,
Yes.
General?
So...
Do you share your wife's outlook? After years spent fighting, peace is what is needed.
And with peace comes prosperity. This is a new era for Ryloth. Shall we?
Yeah, he just...
Everything all right, General?
I should be content the war's over, but change is not always easy. I hope my people will embrace this peace.
Thanks to the generosity of the Galactic Empire, our new refinery will bring stability and growth to Ryloth once again. Now is the time for all players to step down from their military
Rampart.
posts
Yeah.
and enjoy their hard-fought freedom. The Empire has offered its valiant clone army to protect and defend.
We want Syndulla!
My friends, I understand your uneasiness. The one thing we have always done as a people is stand together to defend Ryloth. When the Clone War began, and the Republic was losing, if it wasn't for them, they fought with us. They fought for us. And they have earned our respect. The war has ended. Let us
Playing with
lay
his
down
Leku.
our weapons and focus on Ryloth's future.
The women are just so much better looking than the men. You know?
I've thought about that several times. The men have this very aggressive, rigid...
Big Neanderthal forehead.
Yeah, like fucking just ridiculous look. And the women look like they're strippers with tentacles on their heads.
Yeah.
Hera has other interests, Admiral.
Hera.
So I know you know enough, obviously, because you've seen Ahsoka. But yes, so... That is, their daughter is Hera.
Damn.
So huge part of the Ryloth arc, Cham, like his daughter becomes one of the main characters in one of these series.
Rebels, right?
Yeah, Rebels, yeah.
Anything suspicious?
She kind of loses her French
I
accent
don't
later.
know, Chop. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. No, we can't go. Uncle Gobi told us to stay and gather intel.
I don't look comfortable at all.
Fuck no. Then again, I've laid on some tree roots in my life.
Kind of like Luke. Always dreaming about, you know, beyond, not focus on where she was.
Chopper.
That's what Australia did.
Clowns should not be the ones defending
Mistakenly.
Ryloth. How can Shams support this?
He knows the people are tired of fighting.
I've already reached out to my contact to acquire more.
What's happened now?
We were just exploring.
I'm in a tough spot, Jim. Between us, things are a little tense at the moment. I won't report this, but it can't happen again.
I assure you it won't. Thank you, Hauser.
They still seem to have a good relationship, right?
Yeah, he's not being
What are you
fucking nut.
doing out there?
I already told you.
I want the truth, Hera.
Hera, Chopper, inside.
Chopper.
Now.
Chopper.
It's not fair. We didn't do anything wrong.
The Imperial refinery is off limits, Hera. You know that. Now then, tell me what you saw. Leave nothing out.
That is unacceptable. Do you realize what could have happened if this was reported? I will not have you put Hera in the middle of it.
The clones were supposed to leave Ryloth when the war ended. I will not stand by while more arrive each day. I'm telling you, the Imperials...
Just don't send my daughter. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we can disagree, we agree. Just don't send my daughter. Don't get my daughter involved.
Yeah. That's pretty much where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Despite your warnings, Champ Syndulla's proven to be more cooperative than...
He's his lieutenant. Syndulla's fighters will always be loyal to him. They all must be dealt with.
We each have our parts to play, Senator. Be sure to see this through.
It's okay if someone's fat and productive and worth something, but he's just fat and worthless. He's just a fucking conniver.
Yeah. Wants to keep his power.
Yeah.
You know? Chan was in the front lines leading with the fucking Jedi and the clone troopers.
He's just some fat asshole. Reaping the benefits at home.
My dream was for a free Ryloth. For our people to happily live in a world at peace. But we are coming through it.
Uncle Gobi doesn't think so. He says things are getting worse.
I am well aware of what your uncle thinks. He and I want the same things.
Why?
You mentioned her losing her French accent. I mean, Saul Guerrero changes significantly.
Spirit.
Yeah.
You
I
remind
think
me
the eye
of
color
myself
even
at your
changes.
age. But
Yeah,
I
that might
want
just be
to
the
all
actor
for
there.
Well, I know. When they picked who they
It
picked.
takes a
But
toll.
Yeah.
My hope
I
is that you won't
I
ever
think I
have to
read
live a
somewhere
life
though that
like
it
mine.
changed from in the beginning of Clone Wars to the bad. Like I've heard.
You might be right.
Bad
You might be
Batch,
right.
Yeah. I wonder if Bad Batch they changed him just because Rogue One would come out before Bad Batch or vice versa.
Rogue One came out first.
Yeah, so I wonder if they changed it.
To start to shape him into
As
that
you
man.
can see,
Yeah.
we are in the early stages.
We were told this refinery would not be a military facility, but your soldiers and armament suggest otherwise.
I don't like how soft.
Please excuse me. There's a matter I must
He looks
address.
soft.
You can see yourselves out?
He didn't look like someone who worked himself up in the military
cares more
as a
about
fighter.
his own interest than those of us. How can we trust these Imperials when they are keeping things from us?
We need to try. For the sake of Ryloth.
And if the Empire's version of peace is not one we can accept, then what?
You gave him your weapons.
Yeah, you already fucked up.
Let's get moving.
I can't go. I'm sorry.
Your father said no more spying. I guess it will have to wait.
Chuck, cover for me. Wait.
Police ship's been tagged, and he's not alone.
Yeah. I always hated the way Ryloth looked like a shithole. It was like
How was that?
a desert.
Yes, very good. Now ease off on the thrust. Watch and learn.
The contact's inbound.
What supplies are we here to get?
Weapons?
But we just turned over all our weapons to the Empire.
Not for long.
What the Aussies are doing.
Yeah, right?
Some American fucking ships flying in. Nice.
Yep.
Are you Gobi? Sid sent us.
Along with 3 dozen blasters and a case of thermal detonators.
Let's see them.
I hate to carry everything all the time just because I was strong.
How do you stay strong, though?
Yeah.
What type of ship is this?
A modified Omicron-class attack shuttle.
Can I have a look inside?
Hunter, can she come aboard? Okay, you can come up, but no funny business.
Funny business?
Uh-huh. I'll be watching you.
Okay then. Show me around.
This is the sensor array, and that's the deflector shield. Over there's the nav reader, and this is the hyperdrive. Questions from memory.
That's only half of it. Flying is... it's about a feeling.
What do you mean?
When I close my eyes... but one day...
Come on, I'll show you my favorite part of the ship.
Pat.
Up there? That's where I sleep. Well, technically it's our gunner's mount, but when we are not getting chased or shot at, it's my room.
Hera, we're leaving.
Thanks for the tour.
Anytime.
Obviously, you know she becomes a great pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
It's cool. It's cool to see that representation of how people have a feeling
Kind
for
of
things.
strange.
Yeah.
I like her.
Certain things they fall
Did you
into.
know flying's about a feeling?
Imagine what they're like, yeah, right.
They're built for their purposes.
Yeah.
Off a man that could already fly. So
yeah.
It's like,
Rebels does have some really great plots. I know I always talk about how much I like the Clone Wars more, but Rebels does have some really great plots aside from that one episode.
We've got an Imperial ship approaching.
Go low. Try to lose them.
you think that makes Twi'lek women, since they have these aggressive-looking males and everything, like more attracted to aggressive humanoids?
I would think so, especially. Yeah, I imagine their first exposure to males would be Twi'leks, probably, or Ryloth. It makes sense.
What do we do?
Fucking Gobi. Your name.
These 3 were caught smuggling weapons onto the planet.
Miss Syndulla, I find your involvement in such matters to be most distressing.
Cham's behind this. She's the proof. He's plotting an uprising.
That's not true!
You being here is enough to implicate him.
Sir, she's only a child.
She is an insurgent. Take them away.
Fucking Gobi, you
I'm
dipshit.
knocking 3 of Glee's fighters on the western ridge. Should I take care of them?
No. Let them report back. Just make sure you get into position.
We have to contact the general.
The general.
Smuggling weapons.
What are those things called again?
We must speak to Senator Ta
What they're
immediately.
riding?
Yeah. Mandalorian.
What did you find out? Guilty of treason. They haven't had a trial yet.
Now.
Western outskirts, Sector 3.
Chopper, let's go.
Chopper.
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 Kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass.
That's one of the things I thought of when I sent you that clip earlier. Kiss of the Dragon.
Yeah. Fucking Rogue One. Jyn Erso is in this. She gets rescued by The droid, whatever his name is.
The tank's
He
heading
was
for the
Imperial
narrows.
security droid.
We have to seize control of it before then. Split up.
Stay here and wait for my signal.
Alan Tudyk played the voice, who had the dumbest fucking death I've ever saw in the character arc in this.
Don't spoil for me.
I thought you saw that show.
I don't know what show we're talking about, so.
The Firefly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah.
It was fucking dumb. Those two should not have ended up together.
I think.
Him and the hooker.
I think they rushed things because the show wasn't going to get renewed. And they just wanted to end it. You know?
Should have been him and the hooker.
Yeah.
The hooker was actually Deadpool's wife. She's a cutie.
Let's see her again. I can't remember.
The convoy's been targeted.
It's Imperial. I know it. What are you waiting for? Attack!
How did you attack the biggest tank I've ever seen in my life? Why do you think they use the expression, that thing's a tank? Or that guy's a tank?
Mm-hmm. Bravery, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Pretty good shot with something you're not really aiming with.
Yeah. Left-handed, too.
Where are the reinforcements?
God damn, what the fuck did you do with that thing?
Our comms have been cut.
What do we do now?
What's cool about this period, too, is the Jedi's got done teaching most of these people how to fight.
Yep. Oh, stun, though. Stun's a lot different than just shooting his ass.
You must hold them off until reinforcements get here.
Just like an Onderon.
No, it's too late for that. Tell them we surrender.
Surrender? What are you doing?
Keeping us alive, Senator.
Fat motherfucker.
Yeah.
Goddamn neck gizzard.
What is Father going to do? Tau will not let this go.
Let us worry about that.
I'll tell that fat fucker.
Come on.
I would. To make some deal with the Imperials. Say, look, I'll be the new senator.
Yeah.
We'll make this work.
How dare you attack our convoy? You are all traitors!
You threaten my daughter and accuse her of treason?
He's the one holding the blaster.
Champ, stop and think about what you're doing.
Ta's time will come.
Thank you for playing your part, Senator.
Nice.
Arrest these insurgents for the attempted assassination of One Free Tar. The Syndulla girl won't get far.
So, damn, that was pretty cool. I like the
It's a good
intrigue.
episode, wasn't it?
It was.
It's a lot of.
I'm glad
a lot of really good.
Ta is dead.
Yeah.
That's all I can take away from this episode. I can walk around.
I was waiting for
I can
it.
walk down the road and go home, clean up and go to bed tonight, and know that he's dead.
Rest easy knowing he's
and rest
dead.
easy know that fat fuck is dead. Good
Yeah.
on the Imperials for.
You've been complaining about him for 4 years. Like, not 4, like how 3 years.
He's a fat piece of shit. That's what.
Yeah.
Got no love for him, baby. I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, just basically I mean, the Imperials are obviously shitty, but because
He sold out his people.
when we were the Republic and we were good, quote unquote.
Are you talking about the show or America?
I'm talking about the show. Ryloth in particular, Senator Ta was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He was like that guy in Dooku's arc. He was doing the same thing, selling out to people, selling off the land, doing all these, to get rich. And, you just want to keep his power.
The uncle jeopardizing the niece.
Yeah, I agree with him, actually, his ideology, but his method of getting the daughter involved wasn't cool.
Yeah, it reminds me actually.
And you say, you tell him once. That's it. That's all you should. That's all you need to say is tell him once. They got involved a second time.
Reminds me of Fargo season 2. There's
Yeah.
a moment where Jeffrey Donovan,
Yeah.
his character gets his brother's son,
Yeah.
his nephew, involved. Not for the best.
Okay.
Obviously, so. It reminded me of that a little bit. I know you haven't seen it, so I don't want to ruin too much.
Yeah, we had Hera. I know you've seen Ahsoka, and you know she's in Rebels. I really love her character.
She becomes Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
She does, yeah.
So
Mary's into the Star Wars family. Mary's Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, no.
But that's Eleni Syndulla, and that's Hera's mom. So, like I said, you haven't seen Rebels, but you have seen Ahsoka. She's a great character.
I got no love for Rampart. I know we should not really care for most of the Imperials. I know they're designed to hate. I like Tarkin. I liked Peter Cushing.
What I like here is when in that one episode of Clone Wars, when they go to Raxus, and you do hear like one of Padme Amidala's close friends was a senator of the Confederacy on Raxus, because she had secret meetings with her, trying to get her to sway over. But she had really good reasons for doing what she did. You know what I mean? It was her son, can't remember his name, who ends up...
Yeah, her and Ahsoka, or him and Ahsoka.
Yeah, kind of have a thing.
Had a thing for a little while. He died. So, Harrison Dula. We had Hauser. He was a pretty cool looking clone.
Yeah.
I mean...
Handsome. Like, nice hairstyle.
Yeah, as far as clones go,
more square jawed than normal.
Yeah, as far as clones go, I mean, they all have their characteristics.
Yeah.
But whereas the Bad Batch in this episode actually didn't have a very large part.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting creative choice. They wanted to tell that story, and they just had them come in to do their thing as a subplot. But it was strong when they were here, because I just like the interaction with Hera and Omega, and just the idea that Hera, obviously, she already has that desire to be a pilot, and Omega might feed into her story a little bit. This is more like a political, philosophical, or ideological question. In this, we see clearly why it's a bad thing. But we had the people at probably not the best time, like during the transition of power, because the Empire is still transitioning from a republic at this point. The people were giving up their weapons. Cham, who we knew, he was a shoot first, ask questions later. Mm-hmm. He was leading from the front with the Jedi and the clones. Mm-hmm. He did not get along with Ta. Passionately cares about the people of Ryloth. And he is the one really being kind of like the figure point, because they need him to be, encouraging the people to lay down their arms. And even worse, in my opinion, giving the weapons back to the government.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Horrible
idea.
Yeah. So obviously, in their situation, keeping the weapons to make sure they can fight a tyrannical government would have been a better option. Now, in the real world, there's might be examples of both.
I'm sorry, but I don't feel that. I know there's a lot of atrocities that are committed. Mm-hmm. With firearms, by the general public, against the general public. But democide cannot be ignored. And, the government atrocities against its own citizens in the history of the Earth.
It's just unfortunate. I guess bringing it back to this, we obviously know when we watch this that they're wrong. You can't trust them.
Well, I don't know too many examples of an empire in the world history that we know today. That was a good example.
No, I don't think they should. I mean, they need to serve the people, and when that is suspect, and even when it's not, the people need to be able to take the power back. It doesn't mean that the people take power back just because we don't like one or two things. But when it gets to the point where things are bad, and in this situation, obviously we know the people do fight back. The people arm themselves and they fight and they overthrow the Empire.
Yeah, and honestly, in the scope of how much time it takes for the Empire to be created, it didn't take Palpatine very long to do it in the scope of, universal history, galactic history.
Not galactic history. I mean, it started happening before he was even an apprentice. Like, Plagueis was putting things in motion, and the Sith have been working towards that goal.
But either way, the Empire at the same time, the Rebellion didn't take very long to overthrow.
Yeah.
You look at the time frame.
Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a great piece at this point, up until Episode 9. That's the latest we have in history. And, dude, there's another galactic war 40 years after Episode 6, which is not very long.
It's not. 40 years is...
Or 35 years. It's not long. No, it's like 30, 35. It's like 35, 40 years.
It's not very long at all.
Yeah, it's a terrible cycle of violence, but I definitely think in that world, the last person I want to be is a person who didn't have my firearm. Yeah, how do you feel about Cham here?
I think he was trying to do the right thing, but it's not an excuse. I mean, he should have played a more aggressive role, and if the Imperials weren't going to follow suit in terms of honoring their agreements, he just held out too long because maybe he was tired from fighting.
That's what I wonder. I wonder if he fought his whole life and.
Yeah, but Saul did too.
Yeah.
And Saul kept going.
He does.
And eventually it killed him. Mm-hmm. But. Saul did, in spite of the things that he did, like the collateral damage, Saul produced, through Saul you had Jyn. Mm-hmm. Because he helped get Jyn off world.
Yeah, and he put a seed in her.
Yeah, and that eventually developed into something against the Empire that was actually very effective.
Do you think if he had a family like Cham, he might have thought differently?
Yeah, because people do think differently when they have families.
Yeah.
Like they feel like they have to appeal to peace. It's kind of like Mel Gibson, I can't remember his character's name, in The Patriot. It's people say you're hiding behind your kids.
Yeah.
But as a parent, though, and some people don't. They feel like the kids will understand. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of parents feel like, man, you want to drag them into this.
Yeah.
Because it almost feels like you're putting them ahead of you in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like you're pretty much putting them in the firing line.
Benjamin Martin.
So you're putting them in the firing line when you...
He'll tell you what happened to the French.
But you're putting these people, your kids, in the firing line when you appeal to these, aggressive stances. Yeah, but at the same time, that in the end, 30 years from now, maybe you'll be dead and gone, but they'll be dealing with the consequences.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, we knew Benjamin Martin in The Patriot was not afraid. He understood war on a personal level more than everyone else did. Mm-hmm. And obviously, with what he did at Fort Wilderness, affected him emotionally and psychologically for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very good plot. I remember thinking, I want to get this stuff out of this episode, but it actually is pretty dense in terms of the conversation. So
no, I liked it.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for this week. If you don't want to wait till next week, check out our Patreon. We have up to 4 weeks early access, and we also have full length over there. If not, we'll see you next week on YouTube.